just want to tell you about my STEP to CS experience, and I am an IMG from Germany, and I just took it recently. I took it in Philadelphia, and I swear I do not get money for this, but I can highly recommend staying at Vanessa's Airbnb. It is only like 10-minute walk from the test center, and it's fairly cheap compared to all the hotels in that area. There, you have a study room, you can study. They have like a stethoscope and even a white lab coat and like books. And yeah, it's clean, it's nice, it's really nice. It's a good place to stay. When I went there were 24 people taking the exam and only 3 IMGs. So it was me, a guy from Switzerland, and one from the Philippines. Everyone else was American or at least a US IMG. They divided us into 2 groups, and we went to a long hallway with each 12 doors on one side, and then you just rotate from door to door. You have 15 minutes for the patient encounter and 10 minutes for the patient note. There's always a signal, like you stand in front of the door, then there's the signal first. I think they say SP get ready, and then a few seconds later they tell you that you can read information now. So on the door there's like this little door that you can slide to the side and read the information. And I would just always write down on my notepad when there was like a vital sign that was abnormal, and I would always write down the name and the age. And I don't know if you get points for that or not. Sometimes I mentioned it in the FA, sometimes I didn't. When there's a certain age, I always ask about the health maintenance, such as like colonoscopy and stuff. Don't know if it's recommended or not, but it takes like 2 seconds. So just in case you do get points for that, just ask it. So you read the information, you knock on the door, you go in right away. You don't have to wait for someone to ask you to come in. And then, so I wouldn't forget to wash my hands, I did it right away. I put down my notepad, I introduced myself, and while I was introducing myself, I just used some, like there's some gel that you can use to disinfect your hands. It's much quicker than washing your hands, I find. So I just did that. I sat down, I took my notepad. I was like, hey, how are you today? How can I help you today? And I just wrote down what they told me, asked a few questions. I did read that sometimes they help you or they like give you a hint. I never felt like they would do that. They were always really nice and like super polite, answered all the questions and like did everything I asked them to do, but they never gave me any hints or they never helped me when I struggled. So you just ask your questions, and then I don't know again if you get points for that or not, but they do have little alcohol, like little alcohol patches or swabs to just disinfect the stethoscope, and I always did that. No idea if it's really necessary or not, but I would do it in a hospital, and I thought if it's already there, why not? It takes a few seconds. And while I did that, I always said, okay, now I'd like to examine you if that's okay with you. Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? They always had a drape on already, so you never had to waste time to do that. And then I would just start the exam. I would not ask them every single time, is it okay? Is it if I examine this or that? I would just say, okay, can I examine you? When they said yes, I just always said, okay, now I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, so they know what's going on. Always make sure to say please and thank you, and thank them for coming in. And I always ask if they had any other concerns, and I always ask if they want to give me any other information, just in case I have forgotten something, but they never gave me any more information. So when you leave the room, I was hoping that when you finish early that you get that extra time for a patient's note. It is not true, you don't. You only get the 10 minutes. I found 15 minutes were enough for the patient's encounter most of the time. They do give you a 5-minute warning. When they give you the 5-minute warning, you should be already at the examination. Otherwise, it's going to be a little tough to do the closure in time. So after the exam, or when I knew I was running out of the time, I just did while I was examining them. I just said, okay, your symptoms might come from this and this organ, this might be this and this illness, and we're gonna run a few tests, and then I named a few tests. Again, I don't know if you get points for that or not. I read that as long as you mention 2 possible tests that you have to do, like an I don't know, an x-ray and a blood test, that they just have like a checkbox saying, okay, she named or he named a few further testing things. I don't know. I always mention something because there's always something that you can do. So that's about the patient encounter. It really isn't that hard. The patient's note I found, again, not hard, but this is where I ran out of time. And that was really annoying because I knew what I wanted to write and I knew what test to order and I knew what to do there, but I did it bulletin style. And the thing is that I never watched when I did it at home how many characters I use, and for some reason, 2 or 3 times I had too many characters, so I had to like rearrange stuff, delete stuff, and this cost me time. And this is why I didn't finish my patient note twice, which was really annoying. Because when you know what you're doing and you just can't finish it, and you know you don't get all the points that you could have gotten, it really bothered me. So make sure when you type at home that you make sure that your patient's note is not too long. You do 3 patients, then you get a 10-minute break. You do 3 patients, then you get a 30-minute break. And you do get lunch there, so you don't need to bring even water. They serve you anything that you could possibly want. There was like sandwiches, but like really nice ones with grilled vegetables. There are different salads, there are cookies and some other kind of dessert. They serve you water, coffee and tea. And then you go back to the doors and do 3 more, 10-minute break and then 3 more. Compared to the step 1 and step 2 CK, I found the exam was easy in the sense that you do not get so tired. After the other exams, like I was exhausted. I couldn't think anymore. Like it was really hard for me to concentrate for so many hours. And there, like I wouldn't say it flew by, but I would say it is okay. Like it's not unfair to do 12 patients. There were a few things that I didn't know if I had to do it or not, such as shaking hands. I didn't. I just always did what I thought I would do in a hospital. So when I went in, I just disinfected my hands, and they never reached out for my hands to shake. So I didn't do that. I read that Philadelphia is more difficult than other cities. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't have a comparison. Again, you don't have to be scared about this exam. It's really not that difficult. If you prepare, if you do FA or whatever you study with, and if you do it well, you should be okay. And like I said, everyone is really nice, especially the people who work there. They're really nice. No one wants you to fail. So I'd say it is doable. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how I prepared, because I found for the US students it was quite easy because A, they had a study partner, and B, they knew exactly how to study just because they're still in uni. For me, I'm already out of uni, so that was more difficult. This is why I made an extra video for that. So thank you for watching, and have fun studying.